If there's one thing I think a lot of us can learn from cable providers or Dish Network or DirecTV providers or anybody that you're a subscriber to, it's the fact that they are very sneaky. Hear me out. Recently, the cable company that me and my mom were subscribed to basically said through their app that we had to July 26th, this is back on, which would have been this past Friday, to pay our bill or pay it up to date so that nothing gets turned off. Now what's funny about this app is when you click on it and you pay the bill or you set in the payment you want, on top of that page on that app it shows you a certain date. Then when you go and pay that amount, it shows you on the bottom or in the middle of that next page, when you're getting ready to pay the amount, another date. So what is it? One says another, another says another, but the most likely scenario is the one that's on the latter page. But yet, that turns out to be false sometimes. Because back on my birthday, I woke up, my mom woke up I should say, then I woke up, and apparently something was up with the cable. My mom was wondering whether or not something had been messed with. Like, was there another crash into a pole? Or was it the heat? Nope. You know what it was? They suspended us. Yeah. So what happened? Well, my original plan was this. I got paid that day on my birthday. And even though I had some overdraft fees to take care of, I was going to use the Even app, which I did, to equal out what I needed to pay, and then my mom would pay the other part. Apparently that did not work out the way it was supposed to. Because apparently, when you call these people up on the phone, they have a unique way of doing things. They have, once you go through all the diddle-daddle, if you will, and you get to the part of choosing what card you're going to use, you have to be real quick. It's like when they say one card, you got to be like, yes. And then you go from there. Because if not, they'll have you go to another card, or if not, they'll go to the next card, and then you got to wait and do it all over again. Now, what made this a little tricky for me is my mom's very detailed. She always wants to, very detailed, and she likes to have answers to every question she has. And that's all good. I say that with all due respect, God. I say that with all due respect. But that's all good. But sometimes she, and I say this with all due respect, God, she has a habit of talking when someone is on the phone trying to take care of something, and she's saying this and that, and you gotta tell the other person on the other line to hold on for a second. Or you gotta do this out of respect. And I say it, oh, again, Lord, I say it with all due respect. But anyway, like I said, it got a little confusing. Well, finally we were able to straighten it out. And my mom ended up paying the whole thing. What it was, originally, I was going to pay $90 and she was going to pay $56. That way, I'm paying most of it and she's paying just a little bit. She ended up paying the whole damn thing. Not the whole bill, just what was due to keep the service on, or restore the service. And it's made it tricky. Now I'm sure that if we would have done it the way I was planning, where it would have been like, okay, I'm planning the 90, and if she's going to do the 56, it probably would have worked. Because they did give you 3 options. Pay the whole thing, pay what's past due, pay what you can. I was going to go with the third one. But it's like, it was a confusing calopity, if you will. Confusing calopity. Anyway, we did get it done and everything. We got the service restored. The one thing about the service, though, when it comes to having its internet, is the internet has to be restored by you. Yeah, you have to go behind your modem, unplug it for 30 seconds, plug it back in, then let it reboot, and there you go. Same thing if you have security system connected to it as well. You got to reboot that just so everything's up to date. And they do this, and the reason they do this, well, they do have the right, I will put it that way, but anyway, I should say, they do this, they do the suspension when you least expect it. Do you know when they do the suspension? In the middle of the night when you're asleep. Yeah. They do it right in the middle of the night when you're asleep. They don't wait until you can pay it like they say you can. Nope. They wait until the middle of the night when you're asleep. Then they say, okay, nobody's up. Beep. And that's wrong of them to do. That's wrong of them to do. And you know what's funny? They're not the only ones to do this kind of crap. You see, this is one thing about these direct TVs, these dish companies and these cable companies. They're sneaky about when they suspend your stuff, and they're sneaky when they decide to take off certain channels that you're used to watching. Like my sister has AT&T. AT&T has a deal with, I think, what is it, DirecTV. So they're working out some kind of negotiation with them right now. So guess what's going on? She lost her CBS channels. Now I don't know if there was a report or something that CBS was no longer going to be available to them. I don't really know. But you think they would be since CBS is part of Viacom. Anyway, AT&T decided, because of renegotiating, or they're at a crossroads with DirecTV, I think, that they're going to take off the CBS channels. And what does my sister have to do? She has to get on the phone at times when this kind of crap happens. Whether it's that, or they just take off her stuff up without letting her know, even though they said she has this time. They pretty much tell her, well, pretty much what she has to do is negotiate. She has to negotiate. She has to be shrewd in what she says, because what she has to do is she has to be respectful and kind and sweet, and kind of in a shrewd kind of way. By doing so, get them to credit her for something that never should have happened. So, just checking something there. So in other words, she basically has to be shrewd about her tactics. There are some people, from what I understand, that are not that shrewd. They are not shrewd at all. They are just flat out pissed. Here's my advice to any cable or dish companies out there. If you're going to keep customers happy, don't pull crap like this. Okay? And it's not just to cable companies and dish companies either. It's to subscription services like Netflix, DC Universe, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Hulu, you name it, Amazon Prime. If you guys want to keep people happy, don't pull crap like this. Let them know, give them an advance notice as to when the possible shutdown will be, maybe an exact date, so you can give them time to come up with the payment to pay you. Don't pull crap like this. where the next day when somebody wakes up, all of a sudden they don't have no cable, no internet, no phone, or no home security. Don't pull crap like this. Because if you do, it makes it look bad for you, and it makes them wanting to go to someone else that might be more cheaper or might cost the same, but is more respectful and understanding of the customers. So keep in mind, cable companies, dish companies, and even subscription services, you want to keep good customer service? Don't pull crap like this. And maybe you have more people wanting to come to you if you don't. That's all I'm going to say, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Have you experienced stuff like this? Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.